Did you hear J.K. Rowling is releasing 4 new stories from the Wizarding World?
Oh, yeah?
One of them's called something to do with magical creatures. And I bet you anything that the Gothic ruins are in there and a backstory of how they came to be.
Huh. Oh, it makes sense.
Welcome to the ParkStop Podcast, episode 11. Today we're going to talk about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge first impressions, but also we'll be getting to many of your listener questions that we put out there.
Lots and lots.
And we're recording this on June 2nd, so Galaxy's Edge just opened, so we'll have more coverage and talk about a lot more stuff in the coming weeks and months, but we just wanted to kind of talk about the opening day and how well it's gone, or our thoughts on other people's thoughts because we didn't get to go.
No, Disney doesn't send us places.
Yeah.
Or even an invite to places.
Oops. And also, by the time this gets released, there will probably be more news for the Hagrid coaster. So we will do another episode when and if there are some, maybe some soft openings, team member previews, things of that nature.
Should be good. We had a little break.
Yeah, I'm still in vacation mode. I went on vacation all the way to the exotic locale of Walt Disney World for a week.
So 20 minutes away from your house, 30 minutes?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, I went to the gym today and now I can barely walk. Other than that, that's it. That's all I got.
Well, I went to Disney World, so I could barely walk either.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I remember that.
A heat index of 105, so I nearly died.
I would die. You'd be scraping me off the Walt Disney road, streets, walkways, asphalt, whatever. Depending on where you're at.
And before we get to Star Wars, I did want to mention little housekeeping, as the kids call it for podcasts. That I wanted to do a shout out for the ET scent candles and other things. I've mentioned this on Twitter before. The website is etscent.com/ParkStop. You'll get 15% off your order. And what's great is these candles, room sprays, soap is what they started with, and fragrance oils were like the closest thing you could get to the actual like Q forest smell of ET Adventure. But he recently made a minor improvement. So like it was 90% there and now it is 100% there. So I wanted to mention it. He added like a fog scent to it. So it's not just like the swampy pine forest scent, but because of this fog scent, it actually smells like the whole ride now to me. So
I might have to get one now.
And the candle was like the weakest before, but I think actually now the candle's the best.
I like candles.
They have a room spray, fragrance oil in case you have a burner, and soap in case you want to wash your hands and smell ET every time. Which sounds weird, but it's actually nice. It's a little nostalgia every time you use it. But no, I think the candle is awesome. So etscent.com/ParkStop.
Make sure you wash your hands and shove it in a friend's face to remind them of ET.
Hey, what's it smell like to you? Hey, don't put your finger in front. Oh, it's like I'm transported back to Universal Studios.
Oh boy,
to the green planet. Go to Dickley. Ouch. Anyway, that's it for housekeeping. So, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Burr, burr, burr.
Well, most of it.
Half of it. Half the rides opened, and probably half the entertainment, and half the restaurant, because the Oga's Cantina is missing its table service. Maybe one day.
Yeah, everyone complained. Tell them you want table service in there, so they build it.
Although I did see the occupancy, maximum occupancy for Oga's was like 240. Like there's a sign in there.
Isn't it really small in there though?
I went to Sam's, Trader Sam's for like the first time, not for like, but like actually the first time on my trip. And it's like 40 something, 42 is the maximum capacity inside that building. Oga's is 240 crammed in there. Oh my God.
Get to know your neighbor, kids.
Yeah. Well, DJ Rex,
I'm sure
DJ Rex counts as one of those.
239 and 1 DJ Rex.
I've been trying not to watch too much. I watch some video, but I don't turn the audio on because I don't want to hear his whole DJ spiel, and I don't want to hear the music too much. because that's like the one thing I watch all the POV videos for Millennium Falcon. I don't care, but but when it comes to DJ Rex, I want to be surprised what he's talking about. Well, we'll start with the reservation thing. This is definitely the opposite of what we saw with the Wizarding World opening. This is the like Robert Niles of Theme Park Insider put it best when like he said Disney wanted to outdo Hogsmeade. They like the idea of look at how long this line is to get in, but at the same time they don't really have the room at Disneyland for a long line. So
Hmm.
the reservation system I think was a good idea. But now we have the opposite happening where people are like, "Oh, the Millennium Falcon ride is a failure because it only has a 30-minute wait."
Yeah, I heard that. I heard the food lines were longer.
Yeah, and that's because there's 4 turntables with 7 pods each on that thing, and there's huge capacity on this ride, and there's not a huge capacity at Oga's or Docking Bay 7. Docking Bay 7 looks a lot smaller than I was thinking.
Yeah,
It's like a
I did
quarter the
notice that
size of
too.
Satuli Canteen.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I expected that to be pretty big since they didn't have any other table service in the
Yeah,
area.
yeah, that is a little weird. And there might be differences between Disneyland and Walt Disney World when they open it here, but probably not because we've seen aerials and it looks exactly the same. But the reservation system seemed to have went well. The line to even get your wristband was only 10 to 30 minutes, and then going and lining up and going right into the land. It seemed. What's great though is that it scared away so many people from going to Disneyland that everything else
Mhm.
is a walk on. So you can enjoy the rest of the park when you're waiting for your reservation because no one wanted to
That's
deal
too
with the
cool.
crowds. So it worked too
Oh
well,
man.
is what I'm saying.
Well, too well in one case, but if you're just in there without going to Galaxy's Edge, walk on everything, that seems like a win to me.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good day.
And they brought back Soarin' Over California next door to like try to spread out the crowds.
So good.
And then everyone, yeah, everyone went to Galaxy's Edge first day, and then second day it's like let's rewrite Soarin' over and over again in this nice empty park.
With the better film.
Yeah, I missed that one. So it's funny though because as of now there are no reservations for Disney's Hollywood Studios. I guess their thinking is we have room for the line to form.
Yeah. It's only Florida.
The blessing
It'll
of
probably be
space.
100. Yeah, it'll be 100 degrees outside even in winter. But hey, whatever. Line up, kids.
Well, it's like Labor Day weekend, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
and the rumors I'm hearing is they're going to let people line up 2 days in advance, which doesn't make any sense. Like,
So it's going to be like what before they were like Ticketmaster and stuff, and everybody's sleeping outside to get tickets.
yeah, it's like a new iPhone out here. It's Black
Huh.
Friday. People are going to be sleeping in tents. It's like Phantom Menace when people really cared before they knew the prequels were going to suck.
Oh, yeah, that's rough. I don't know how they're going to manage that. Everyone just get in a tent, have fun, have fun.
Well, I was planning on going. I mean, I think I still am planning on going the first day, but I'm thinking I'm going to get there like 5 a.m. maybe. I'm thinking like when do they open up the actual parking thing? But they're going to set aside a place for people to sleep. I might just go to document the shanty towns that they'll be sending. They'll be set up. Like, and how long have you been here? 3 weeks. I need to pee so bad.
Oh man, that's going to be rough. 2 days of camping out just to get into a land.
And maybe,
Mm.
I'm weird though. I'm like, Rise of the Resistance is opening. I'll camp out. Millennium Falcon ride that I've already watched on YouTube 1,000 times. Yeah,
Yeah, we want to talk about that.
yeah. And I want to give a warning that we're not trying to be negative.
No, actually, I so let me put it this way. I am excited that the ride exists. And I am excited about even the way the queue looks
Oh no, the
amazing.
queue
Like it
is
looks super fun.
e-ticket queue right there for sure.
But and again, let me just say this. I have not been on the ride for myself yet, but just judging purely on the videos and some of the things I've read, I am kind of so on this ride
I will say,
personally. I am excited to go on it still though,
if you were to
because I want
compare
to
it
find out.
to Pandora and Flight of Passage's Rise of the Resistance, this looks a lot better than Navi River Journey.
Oh yeah. I'm still
So,
excited
as
to
a
go on it.
supporting
I
attraction,
mean,
I think it's more close. They're both e-tickets, so it has that going for it.
so this is the stuff I picked up, and I don't know what you picked up on, but everyone that I read pretty much said that unless you're in the captain's chairs, you're pretty much going to miss a lot of the video because you're too busy waiting for buttons and switches and so on to light up.
It's
So
it's funny because the pilot seats actually have autopilot. Like there's
yeah,
an
that's
actual
cheating.
option to put on autopilot. But
Well,
the harder ones, like the engineer and the gunners, don't have autopilot. So
actually, I read somewhere that the gunner has an option to do manual
it's auto
or
targeting.
auto targeting. Yeah.
So instead of having to press low, medium, high shooting, you just press any button and it automatically targets, but you still have to press a button
Yeah, I'm
to
doing that.
fire. I think the cast members have been working hard to come up with workarounds, because if there's no one seated in the seat, it automatically puts in an autopilot even for the gunner and the engineer. So I think there's a way to pretend that there's no one in the seat and then buckle up after the thing initiates or something like that. So I'm
Oh
hearing
man.
I'm hearing rumors that they've already worked out, because there's already been people like, I don't want to press buttons, and it's like, when I'm not in the pilot seat, so I don't
Well,
want.
I also heard this. I heard one person, and I'm not going to put out any names, but one of the reviewers was complaining because they were in a pilot seat and everyone in the cockpit was excited and yelling at them, and then they failed. Obviously, I think they crashed, and then one of the cast
You
members
can't
made a
crash.
comment.
I think you just get there slower.
Well, you break the Falcon.
Yes, 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 yes. That's true. That's true.
Anyway, I guess one of the cast members made a comment, like a little snide comment, and this is my thought in it. Why are you going into a ride in a land that's supposed to be immersive where they told you that was going to happen and then complain about it?
I don't know. I I love
I
Star
would,
Tours. If all of a sudden in the middle of Star Tours, C-3PO is like, "Get up here and fly," I'd be like, "No, I'm enjoying the ride. What do you what do you mean get up here and fly? This
but I mean,
this is scary."
if they told you that the people around you were going to react to the way that you like
Oh, you
did
mean
on the
like the
games,
oh, you mean like
on the
they gave
rides,
him they gave him
yeah,
crap? Yeah. Yeah, see,
yes, I'm
that's
like, just give it back or just don't go on the ride. If
I'm not
you
gonna
know it's
not go on the
coming.
ride. Is there
Yeah,
a
but
way
you're not
not?
going to complain if somebody makes a little joke, like a little comment
No,
about
I
how
wouldn't.
poorly you did. Yeah, it's part of the
I
fun.
would
Just
blame
laugh
the
it off.
ride. I'd be like, "It's not my fault. It's the ride system."
I only had control of up and down. It was the left and right person. I don't know what
Exactly.
the.
Exactly. Of course, there's also been a few reports of you get a kid up there, you get a couple of kids up there,
Ooh.
and all they're doing is wagging the joystick back and forth, and the other kid's going up and down, and you can get motion sickness because you're literally just rocking. It's like the Body Wars scene in The Heart, just pumping blood for 40 seconds, and they had to cut it out because you're rocking so much that people are getting nauseous. So because you're in control of the ride, you can't really. Sometimes you might have a perfect smooth flight, sometimes you might have a rocky back and forth teeter-totter flight. So the only reports of nauseousness I've heard is because the people up front weren't really driving so much as they were enjoying playing with the joystick, like wee 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 wee. So there's that to worry about too.
Oh, can I be a grumpy old man at that part and yell at the kids?
I'm sure there are a lot of people yelling at a lot of people on this ride. For reviews, like the younger the people are, the more positive the review seems to be. I think this ride is built for the next generation of kids who are used to
Yeah.
everything being immersive, who are experts at every kind of video game intuitively. This is like the most expensive Dave and Buster's arcade machine ever created. And that could be a good thing.
I can't wait to try it for myself. I mean, like I said, the reviews look a little but it's different to actually go on the ride. So,
Yeah. And I think maybe people are expecting something that it's not.
yeah, of course.
I do like that it's nighttime when it's actually nighttime outside. I think that's really cool. Like when
That's
you,
very
because
cool.
the beginning you take off and you fly in Batu, and if it's daytime outside, it's daytime there, and if it's nighttime, it looks nighttime. Which they're going to do with the Jurassic World ride at Universal Hollywood. The Mosasaur tank will look like
Yeah,
daytime or nighttime.
I heard that, and even rain possibly too if it's
Oh,
raining out.
now that's
But I don't
cool.
know. So we'll see. But I just heard that today too.
Yeah, so I think it's kind of the future of rides. I have heard some complaints that the graphics aren't as good because it's being rendered in real time, and
Yeah, I saw the graphics. They look like a video game, but I mean, that's fine with me. It's new tech, and they have like state of the art stuff powering it. So
And I
Whatever.
saw a leaked photo of the ride vehicle from underneath. It really looks like the same kind of gimbal as Star Tours. Like it looks like a full range motion. So I'm actually
Ooh.
impressed. It's a mini Star Tours that you get to fly yourself.
And push buttons on.
I'm gonna do it as DJ Rex
That
the whole
actually.
time. It's my first time too. I've always wanted to do
Oh
this.
man.
Still
Get
getting
the
used to my
script ready.
programming. Yeah.
Get the script ready. Sit in the pilot seat.
I think one of the weirdest things I saw was like the pre-show, the last pre-show you see before you go in there is a TV screen, and they had a live actor playing Hondo, and it
Yeah,
was
that's
so
awesome.
weird. It was
I think
weird.
it's cool.
You think it's cool? I don't know.
I think it's cool.
It felt
It
like
is weird, but I think it's cool.
the Star Wars holiday special to me. There was something very off about it. I don't know if it was the static camera or the actors being a little too piratey. I don't know.
Hey, whatever.
Because
Pirate
you
away,
when
sir.
you're
You're a smuggler.
when you're waiting outside, you have the animatronic and it's got fluid motion, but it's not super fast. And then you see the actor and
Yeah.
he's moving too fast. And it's almost like you should have copied the animatronic, but I'm sure they filmed it long before. So yeah,
I
it's
think
a
I heard
disconnect.
I heard it yelling at the people too to come on down, or coaxing you to come on down at one point too. Like he's like, come here, come here.
So
Something like
he
that.
is a carnival barker. I knew it.
Yeah, kind of. Like so on the screen, the guy's yelling at you to come to the screen.
Oh, right,
I, I
right.
only I only caught that on one video, but so I might be mistaken, but I thought I heard that.
Well, as long as he doesn't say you will fly, it's all it's all good. We'll get you paired up with your falcon and you can fly.
All right, so Smuggler's Run. I'm kind of meh right now, but I want to wait till I do it myself and make my own mind up.
I think
What?
it's amazing just to walk through the queue and everything
Yeah,
and
I'm super
the chess
excited.
room, as it were. I it's good to know there's a single rider line because this is something I might do so many times. Try to sit in every seat, try it with autopilot, see if I enjoy it more. Try to crash so I can see the hallway look different at the end with all the flashing lights and stuff. It's fun.
You hear that, kids? Alicia's gonna try to
That'll be
crash.
like the 7th time I ride.
Yeah, but
I'm
it could
so
be somebody
sorry.
else's first time.
Yes, I am so sorry to those people. I will pretend I'm doing a good job. This is as best as I could do. I'm still getting used to my programming.
Why are your eyes closed? I'm scared.
Don't you dare close your eyes. Okay, so Savi's. I have not seen a single piece of footage from the lightsaber thing, and it's not necessarily because I'm saving it because like when I go, because I can't afford $200. I just haven't had time to look at it yet. So have you looked at anything yet?
I only saw a couple like flashes of people build. It looks like they after you build it, they turn them all on at the same time. So there's like
Ah,
I think it's 5 or 7 people around it, and then they turn them all on at the same time, and it's dark in there, and everybody was lifting up their
yeah. Every
lightsabers.
time I see a photo
So
of that, I think it's a concept art, and then I zoom in. I'm like, no, it's an actual photo. That's actually pretty cool.
yeah, it's pretty cool. They do that, and then I watched somebody build a droid too.
Now that looks fun. The
Yeah, that
sushi
looks really
conveyor
fun.
belt going by.
Yeah. Then you bring it over to a table, and they have like hardware, like drills, like tools hanging
Hmm.
from the ceiling. Yeah, it
Yeah,
looks really fun.
it reminds me of Build a Bear, but like more grown up Build a Bear.
More grown up. Here's
Like,
my miniature droid.
hey, I didn't say it was fully grown up. It's more grown up. Build a Bear has like the fake
Ah.
brush and little air thing, and you know,
Oh man. Yeah, they both look kind of fun though. I mean, I only saw a couple of glimpses of the lightsabers, but I did watch somebody build a droid, so it looks cool.
yeah, they. As much as I hate to say it, even for $100, they actually look worth it.
Yeah,
It's hard to say that.
the personality chip.
Yeah. And they interact with the land supposedly, but you can't take them out of their box or bag.
Yeah, leave them in the bag so they can squawk at you.
Okay, I did want to mention that when we've talked about it before. They sell the clothes and the robes, but you can't wear them in the land. They sell the lightsabers, but you can't take them out in the land. And they sell the droids, but you can't take them out in the land. But in the droids interact with the land, but you have to do it from the box or buy the backpack.
Shh.
or whatever
Or
it
your
is.
backpack, yeah.
Yeah. As long as you can stick the head out, but you can't put it on the ground. And I understand that, you don't want to put it on the ground. Someone's going to kick it. I mean, it hasn't been that busy with the reservations, but when this is fully open in a few weeks, it's going to be crazy. And I can understand the lightsabers because, like the Wild West, maybe there's just a random lightsaber fight might break out. You got to prevent that.
I don't know if that's a problem.
Is that not a problem? Do people
I don't
not
think that's a problem.
randomly battle in the
If you
streets?
aren't watching where you're walking and you walk into a lightsaber and lose a limb, that's on you, in my opinion. So,
Oh, because it's sharp. It's a laser sharp.
Shh, it's real.
Um,
It's real.
and but the robes thing, that's the one that really. I mean, if the droids are like the wands of the land and they interact somehow, for like the Wizarding World, you can do the wand all the different places, and the droids you have to keep locked up. Okay, but you can still kind of use it. But the robe, people are being told when they buy it, like you can't wear this in the land, you can't wear this in the park. Only
Yeah,
14 and younger
that's
or
different than I
13 and
remember
younger.
what we first heard. I heard like way back, if I'm remembering right, that you couldn't dress up, but you could buy the clothes in the land and then wear those.
Yeah, and then I was
But I
like,
guess
"What
that's
happens?"
not
And
happening.
I was like, "What happens tomorrow when you come back? You can't re-wear the clothes you bought in the land." So it looks like the costume rule for Disney parks is still in effect. If you're 14 or older, you can't wear a costume, and apparently a robe is a costume. But it's not necessarily just a Jedi robe. Everyone wears robes in the Star Wars universe, so it's just a fashion
Yeah,
choice. I happen to like
I
to wear a robe everywhere I go. This is what I normally
this
wear.
is this is not a Star Wars robe. This is my clothing for the day,
Yeah, it might be
or
summer,
just the.
but
I'm 14. I don't disregard the beard.
people compare when I compare it to Wizarding World, they're like, "Yeah, well, this is different." They don't want to confuse it with, characters or whatever. It's like, I don't look like a character from Star Wars. I don't have a name tag on. The robes that they sell at the Wizarding World are exactly the same as the ones that the team members can wear at Forbidden Journey, and no one
Yep,
confuses the guests with the all the guests in the Wizarding World are wearing the robes. And no one
I know.
confuses them for or team members by accident, so I don't think it's a
Or more
problem.
than robes. Or
Yeah,
more than
the
robes.
tie, the scarf, the full outfit, yeah. In the middle of summer in Florida, but
Disney's like, you cannot have fun.
we want your money.
we
We want you to take home the experience, but please do not experience it here.
we built this amazing land. It looks so cool. Don't dress up like you belong here.
Now, counter to that, when the Star Wars hotel opens in a few years at Walt Disney World, you can buy wardrobe and dress up as characters from within the Star Wars universe, but don't wear it in the land. Don't wear it in the land.
I hope it changes by then. You walk around in the hotel dressed like
I
that, and
mean,
then when you go to leave, you got to
yeah,
change.
when you get into the shuttle back to Batu, like, are they going to stop you? Excuse me, we robes be hung up right there on the wall. We are entering Batu, which is part of the Star Wars universe, but technically also a Disney park. We have rules against costumes, even the ones we just sold you when you entered the hotel.
The droids go over in overhead bins in the backpacks.
Now, other people have been saying that they're like, oh, I've seen everyone's wearing their robes around the land the last couple days, and everyone's got their lightsabers out, and they're taking pictures in front of the Millennium Falcon, and no one's stopping them. And I was like, yeah, but when you buy them, they are warning you, and they try to do it in character. So they're like, no, we don't want the First Order to know that you're a rebel, so be sure to keep your robe hidden. I'm not kidding. That's actually what they're telling people. Like, hey, you don't want to get caught by the First Order, so put that away. Don't let them see your droid. Don't let them see your lightsaber. Don't let them see your robes. And yeah, they're not stopping anyone, but it's like it's opening day and they're at minimal capacity right now. There's not that many people here, so I think they're being a little lax with the rules, but they're still telling you when you buy it that you're not supposed to.
Well, I mean, if everybody just does it, what are they going to do? Throw them out?
We'll find out. We'll find out.
You did not get that idea from me.
And
Just saying.
I think a lot of it is people taking it out, putting it on, taking the lightsaber out just for a photo, and then putting it back away. It's not like they're
Seems
walking
like
around,
with the unbreakable plastic attached.
yeah. I hope you could still wear the hilt on your like on the clip because that's like the coolest thing. If you can't
That's the
even do
only
that,
cool.
if you can't even do that, then I'd be pretty upset.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't take all the fun out of it. I mean, again, we haven't been there yet, so
And it's still just the first days. These are just our first reactions to other people's first reactions. Blue and green milk.
quote milk.
Milk.
What is it? Rice and what?
Coconut.
Juice.
Rice juice and coconut juice.
Yeah, so uh I from what I've seen, the blue milk is getting a better reaction than the green milk, but it still does not seem that Disney has found their butterbeer, so to speak, that they so badly want.
I thought LeFou's brew was a huge
Oh,
success.
liquid sugar.
It's not. There's no sugar in it. It's sugar free. That's the
I
problem with the
know, but
LeFou's
it's
brew.
that sweet.
Oh no, the topping is sweet. The
Oh man.
passion fruit foam on sugar-free apple slush, which is what I think of when I think of Gaston's bar.
They're just
passion fruit,
trying.
passion fruit and apple.
They try so hard.
I like Night
It's
Blossoms at Pandora, but it is very tart because it's made with Powerade. It's which is an unusual. Like they try to put Powerade in all the drinks in Pandora, and it's a weird. It's tart. It's not very sweet. And then this is also not very sweet. I don't think it's another one where first of all, it's vegan, which is awesome for people who are looking for vegan options. But for the 98% rest of us, no offense, but I do not like rice milk. It leaves a weird mouth feel. And that's some of the
mouthfeel.
reviews. Yes, I'm using the term. I learned it from Food Network. Some of the reviews I've heard, Seth Kabursky especially, he said like I have to go buy a $6 Dasani now to try to wash this out of my mouth because it won't go away. And that is a problem with rice milk, almond milk.
Rice milk.
I don't mind soy milk actually; it's not so bad. But rice milk, especially, it coats, and like they're trying to cover it up with like 6 different fruit flavors, but it
I
still
know.
leaves that feeling. I'm gonna try it. I actually think I'll like green milk better. I think it has more of like a tropical taste to it, or
Yeah, I
um,
heard the green milk described as tangy.
yeah, I think I'll like that better because I like the Night Blossom, and I think that I'm not a big fan of coconut milk, but in this context, I think it might help because because of the rice milk has no flavor, just a weird mouth feel. I'm gonna keep saying mouth feel until it gets weird. Um,
It is weird.
okay,
It
sorry.
was weird immediately.
Well, like when something coats the roof of your mouth, like when you eat it, you bite into a Slim Jim, and that the weird fat juice just goes right to the roof of your mouth. Is that
Don't
just
backpedal. It was weird from the start
okay?
to say mouthfeel.
All right. Well, if anyone knows what I'm talking about when you eat a Slim Jim and it goes squish and it sticks to the roof of your mouth for like 20 minutes, that's what I'm hearing for the blue milk and green milk.
Oh man, I've heard more people like the blue milk. So
Yeah, that's what it seems to be. Personally, I would have gone with a milkshake and just dyed it blue. It seems like an easy win, and then offered a vegan version as an alternative, which is what you normally do. Or like for people who can't have lactose, here's a backup version. But for the main version to be a milk alternative is, I wonder if they're going to get in trouble for calling it milk. That's what I wonder. Are they going to have to put an
I don't
asterisk
know.
next to it, or start putting in
Well, I
quotes,
mean,
spell it as
it is
milk?
rice, right? Rice and coconut milk, technically.
Yeah, but if you look at the packaging for rice milk, soy milk, and other things, they have the words like the company I buy soy milk says silk really big. And then it says at the bottom, soy milk really small. Because
Really
food
small.
packaging doesn't allow you to have a word be your main word if it's not contained in there, and the dairy companies have pushed back against anything calling it milk as the main ingredient when there's no milk in it. So, blue
Yeah,
milk
juice,
is going to be
juice.
renamed to blue rice juice before you know it. Now, of course, it's in films as milk, so they can get away with it by calling it a trademark name.
Of course,
I would
and
have.
it's still. I'm still gonna say they're still looking for their butterbeer.
Well, yeah, and this could have been it. It just needed to be a blueberry milkshake. Done.
Yeah, something
Something
simple. I
or
mean,
blue
butterbeer is not
raspberry.
even that difficult. Yeah,
I
that
don't
would have been good
even
too.
I don't really like regular butterbeer. I like frozen butterbeer a lot. Regular butterbeer is just
Well,
like
I mean,
cream soda with foam on top.
Let's think about this for a second. What kind of milk tastes fruity? It's just weird.
Well, when they did Star Wars weekends, which rest in peace, they would do a a blue milkshake that tastes like Fruity Pebbles milk, like the milk left over after a bowl of cereal, and people liked it. It was very
Yeah,
sweet, but it was
that
and
sounds
it didn't have a weird mouthfeel.
good.
It's a
That
milkshake.
sounds
People
good.
know what a milkshake is. It's intuitive. This looks like a milkshake, then you take a sip and you're like, "Mwah, mwah, paste." Mwah." Again, we have not tried these ourselves.
Nope, not yet.
And then also, I'm still excited about the food. I'm a little less excited now that I see that there's not much seating, so I'm worried. I'm still gonna run probably to Docking Bay 7 and get food first before I do a ride when I go here, to the one in Florida anyway.
Yeah,
And I think the food and prices might be different because California and Florida have different pricing, but the food seems a little expensive and a little underwhelming as far as taste. Everyone says it looks beautiful. Everything is Instagram worthy, but the actual taste,
yeah,
it's like here's $17 for a giant chicken nugget, and maybe it's not worth it.
yeah. That's probably not worth it.
Um,
Some of it does look really good though. I'm curious about a lot of it.
yeah, the breakfast looks really good. The platter with like the hash and the little weird cylinder of egg.
Yeah,
um,
that that cylinder of egg, so accurate.
the it's what it is. It's a puck. It's an egg puck. And the only complaints I heard about that is like someone's like I watched Vincent Vision's video. Great video, by the way, if you want to see an overall experience of what it's like to go on for one of these reservations. Vincent Vision on YouTube. Link in the
Yeah, I
description
need to
below.
watch that one.
Um, and I'm only halfway through it, but it's like so fun to watch him get up at 4 a.m. and and be the first one there. He's like, where is everyone? Did I pick the wrong day? But he had the breakfast and he said it wasn't what he was expecting because it had like little bits of onions and mushrooms and things he doesn't like. And I'm sitting there going, that's awesome. Good
Yeah, it
for
sounds
them.
good.
Yeah, good for them for taking a risk. But hopefully by the time it opens at Hollywood Studios, they don't change the menu too much to cater to broader tastes.
Yeah, I hope they always ruin the good stuff because they try to dumb it down so more people buy it. But I like when I like Skipper's Canteen a lot. So
Did you ever eat the whole fish?
no, I don't eat seafood, so no
Oh,
fish
okay.
for me.
Because that's a
I had the
creepy.
steak there;
It's
it was
I
really
see
good.
it coming out to people's tables, and I'm like, oh, that's creepy. I wouldn't know what to eat. What's bone and what's eatable? It's just a whole fish. So I just
Yeah,
start
just a
cutting
fish
into it.
looking right at you.
It's fried. It's deep fried. Do bones become edible when they're deep fried? I'm not sure what to eat.
No,
Um,
I had the steak there; it was really good, and I like the atmosphere in there. But anyway, yeah, I don't want him to dumb down stuff.
and Pandora did a pretty good job of keeping it up. They added a couple things, and they took away. I think they took away fish, but they added shrimp, so I'm happy. So I still want to try
Yeah,
the shrimp at Docking Bay. I am sad that Docking Bay 7 does
you're so
have fountain drinks, but
excited.
they are not refillable by yourself. They're handed to you from the server. You do not like
Oh,
at Pandora. There is the logos on the menu are different, but because you can't see the fountains, you don't know. Like I was so expecting it to be like self serve, and they just put weird logos on the fountains. But the cups are really cool. Like I think even Pandora just has the regular red Disney cups, and they did special cups just for Docking Bay 7, so that's cool.
that is cool. I want to get in there. I want to get in there. I want to try all the food. I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard much, but I'm like we were saying before. I'm just super scared they're going to dumb it down,
Well,
and I'm bummed about the fountain drinks now.
well, you get the one. At least there's one. It's still more soda than if you were to buy the detonator bombs, which already went up 50 cents from the first on the first day. They're
It's just
5.50 from the carts outside. They were 4.99 in previews. So
oh man,
13 and a half ounces, 5.50. Meanwhile, inside Disneyland Park, it's 4.50 for 20 ounces. So
yeah,
a
it's
dollar
ridiculous.
upcharge for less ounces,
Ugh.
but it's
Just
a
for
cool ball.
yeah, circular ball.
Oh,
I
and the
think I will buy
sporks.
one of those
We have to talk
ever. Oh
about
yeah,
the
the sporks.
sporks.
Those look awesome.
They were in the photos, the promo photos, and we're sitting there going like, "Is this gonna be what they really serve you with?" And they do.
They do. It's awesome. They look so cool and fun.
And they're being stolen at an incredible rate just a couple days in.
Shocker.
They had it self-serve before on the first day, and then second day, they took away the bin of them, and now you're handed them one per entree that you get on your tray, because they're on eBay already. They're $80 on eBay for a spork.
Yeah, you might as well just sell them. You want a butterbeer?
Oh,
There you go. Sell sporks.
I know, why don't they sell the sporks? Forky's space cousin. So,
Oh.
what's funny is I did see someone point out that they don't work for left-handed people because the spork is only on an angled side, it isn't on the top. So, if
Yeah,
you're
I saw that
left-handed,
too.
you'd have to, like, bend your arm or eat from the backside to be able to use it as a fork.
Turn it over.
Yeah, it's doesn't I guess you can kinda crook your poor lefties. You know, you'll cater
Apparently,
to the vegans, but you won't cater to left-handed people, Disney.
there's
There
no
are more
left-handed
left-handed
people in
people
Star Wars.
probably.
Not in Star Wars, apparently. Everybody's right-handed.
And everyone's lactose intolerant.
And right-handed. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a very
Man.
specific galaxy far, far away. But overall, the land looks amazing. Seeing, like,
Yeah.
people's, photos and homegrown footage and not just, like, the professional drone footage. It is a beautiful place. Oh, there's, like, this, behind Oga's, there's this, loading bay area, and there's, like, marks all over the walls where vehicles had crashed, like, scraped the wall, and it's, like, the most realistic thing that, like, while backing in to unload at a docking area, it's they they've messed up. Because I was staying at the Wilderness Lodge, and they let us take the cart for our luggage ourselves instead of making that, like, bellhop person do it, and I kept
Yeah.
crashing into the wall. I was, like, trying really hard not to, and then walking throughout the hotel for our entire stay, I'm seeing lines all along the walls, and I'm like, "I'm not the only one who crashes into these walls.
Nope.
These walls are littered." And then seeing the photos in Star Wars, and I'm like, "Oh, that is so realistic."
Ah, it's the little things. It
Yeah.
really is, but still. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait just to walk around in there.
So it'd be interesting to see what happens when reservation time ends in a few weeks, and how that will be different than the smooth. Because I think a big part of it too is that you can make a reservation for the land before buying your ticket to Disneyland. So I think they were half of the first window of time was empty. Like half the people that made reservations didn't show up to the first window because they just wanted to make a reservation in case they would go, and then they didn't go.
Yeah.
And because they were checking ID at the door, you couldn't sell it on eBay. And if you did, any of those people that bought it couldn't get in. So reservations were completely non-transferable, and I think that helped. So what we saw in the first couple days was very limited, and that's why the lines for it was 90 minutes for Millennium Falcon in the first window for the first group of people, but then it died down to half an hour. By the end of the windows, it'd be a 5-minute walk on. And we might not have seen that walk on if and they were even letting people do re-rides, which they weren't going to do if it was too busy, but because so little people showed up for the reservation time. So we'll see
Hey,
what
that
happens in
works.
3 weeks when it's actual free for all.
Yep. Thunderdome. Just gonna roll out the Thunderdome and you go fight your way in.
It's going to be a preview, a small sneak preview of what we can expect here at Walt Disney World.
Yeah, very small preview. All right. Is that everything we got on there? Do we miss anything?
Yes. And despite the negativity, I honestly can't wait, and I'm jealous of all y'all.
Yep, I agree. I am so excited to get in there and try all this stuff myself and have my own opinion. I can't wait for Rise of the Resistance.
Seriously, I can't. This is all just a prelude. This is all this is the appetizer before the main course.
Okay. So, questions?
Yeah, we put out listener questions, a call for listener questions on Facebook and on Twitter. Facebook, if you want to join our group, is facebook.com/groups/theme park stop. And on Twitter, just follow me, Alicia Stella. I usually put out the call just on my personal account.
Yep, and people just didn't react. We got like no questions.
Yeah,
Ever.
none at all. This will go. We'll go real fast, just like 2 or 3 here.
Yeah,
If we don't
right.
get to your question,
Agreed.
we're sorry, and we'll put out a call for other ones. Maybe we'll hang on to some of these for next time, but we'll try to zoom through as many as we can. Ian, you'll be reading from Facebook. I'll be reading from Twitter.
All right. So Kevin asks, due to delays in soft opening of Hagrid's, what have you heard about the adjustments being made to make the ride more enjoyable? Well, that would be all you. That's a simple one.
Yeah, I don't think any adjustments have been made to make the ride more enjoyable, but adjustments have been made to make the ride more rideable. We could be a couple days away from the walls coming down and team member previews starting later this week. So maybe by the time this airs, we will already have seen team member previews, and hopefully soft opens will be happening soon. But I am
Yes.
excited because there were a lot of issues, but they resolved them very quickly. I'm impressed. So yeah, things are
So
running
cool.
smoothly. Finally. Jordan on Twitter asks, "Do you think Galaxy's Edge will encourage Disney to change their strict costume rules?" No.
No, I hope so though. In a
Yeah.
perfect world, yes, but no.
I mean, even if they did just while you're in the land, you can wear the robes. I'd be fine.
You're
That would
coming
be.
from the hotel on a themed piece of transportation. You should be allowed to dress up.
Yeah, it'd be weird wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt in a shuttle.
Yeah, totally weird.
Okay, your turn.
Okay, Cody. Cody says, "Howdy, my fiance and I were reminiscing about being evacuated off Fast and Furious Supercharged. So, have either of you been stuck evacuated off a ride at Universal? Let's hear those stories." And I did ask if I could throw a Disney one in here, but go ahead, you can go first.
Yeah, I responded with that one. What haven't I been evacuated off of? I think one of the most interesting ones I've been evacuated off of was the Mummy. I
Oh,
got
that's cool.
stopped. It stopped because with that ride, if anything falls onto the track, it immediately stops.
Mhm.
Like if someone loses a hat or a hair off your head falls. So I got stuck right after the backwards part before you rotate. It was neat being able to walk on some of the, because there's always like a path or evacuation path, but like it's almost like a catwalk through some of the old King Kong confrontation building,
Oh yeah,
because you
yeah.
can see the old track on the roof from, like, they just left it up there. Huge
Oh,
sections of the confrontation track, and then also being exited out through a backstage door, and then having to walk through backstage is always interesting to me. So that was fun.
yeah. I got stuck on the Seuss Trolley train ride once. That was fun. They just kind of slide you to the closest stairway and then give you a pass. But the interesting one I got stuck on was I got evacuated off Everest, which was
Oh,
super
wow.
fun. We got stuck right after the backwards part in that ride too, and we had like 3 cast members come up, and one of them just happened to be a tour guide. So we also got a tour of behind the scenes. So I saw
Ah,
all the different colored structures inside, and they're super strict about cameras and phones. They made sure everybody had them away, and they were watching you the whole time. So I got a little backstage tour of Everest, and I got to see. They actually pointed out. I saw the base that the dude stands on. That's all messed up. So, and you can see clearly once you're inside all the different colors for the different frames. It was really cool.
neat.
I really enjoyed that one.
Well, you got a free tour out of it.
Yeah, that guy was awesome.
JD's Outpost on Twitter asks, "What new theme park experience are you most excited for in the coming years?"
The entire new park that Universal is making.
That seems like an easy answer.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
I'm
that
all,
whole new theme park.
yeah, and Galaxy's Edge. I'm stoked on that too.
I like Rise of the Resistance right now is, it might be my number one. Sorry, Hagrid.
Yeah, it's so new and different. I can't wait to go on that. That's a good call. I'll go with that too. I mean, but a new park,
And then
the
Hagrid,
entire
and
park,
then the new theme park, and then the Jurassic Park coaster, like something like that. And then
something
Tron
like.
coaster, and then Guardians is in there somewhere. But there's a lot of new
Mm.
stuff coming.
Yeah. Bobby asks, Alicia and Ian, you are in charge of Fantastic Worlds and you can fill it with 4 properties of your choice. What would you fill it with? Oh man, this is an entire show.
Yeah, that's a whole show.
This is a whole show,
name
Bobby.
name one
Bobby,
that isn't in the rumors. What would be one that isn't rumored that you would
you know
want?
what? I just want my monsters. It's all I can think about when it comes
But
to that land
that's
right now.
already rumored.
Yeah, but it's the only one I can think of because it's what I want the most. What do you want?
I don't know. All my favorite stuff has been turned into rides already. It just sucks to be
That's not
me.
true.
I love Avatar and Jurassic Park, and you know
How
what?
about
I want what?
I was gonna say, how about a Godzilla area? I'll take that with all the
Yeah,
different monsters.
yeah,
What do you mean, meh? Get
yeah.
out here.
I want a Rick and Morty ride,
Oh, that would be amazing.
and like the whole land is just going from portal to portal to different dimensions.
I don't know. I think Bobby, I think this needs to be like a Patreon thing where we have somebody on and we all discuss what we want to do. That's
Oh,
a
I like that
that's
idea.
that's a huge question, bud. I don't want
All
to let you
right.
down, but I think we should do that.
Randolphinator asks, "What do you think the theme of Disney's fifth park should be?" P.S. Beetlejuice's Graveyard Review should come back. Rest in peace.
I don't know. It's tough. Marvel or villains, either one of those. Even though the
Yeah.
villains one is a long running rumor, but if they could get the
Yeah.
right Marvel and do a Marvel park, I think that'd be worth a fifth gate for them.
Yeah. Maybe they actually do some good Marvel rides.
Ooh, Spider Man is a good.
No, I'm Disney Spider Man. Maybe not be.
No, no, that's not working out for them from what I
I mean,
gather.
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Um, yeah. It'd be interesting to see because right now all of the Marvel rides from Disney is like reskins. So like Ant Man is what Buzz Lightyear, and Iron Man Experience was Star Tours, and
But the Guardians of the Galaxy coaster is all new.
yes, but the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout was Tower of Terror. So
Yeah, but it's
so
still
far,
cool. I really want to go on that.
no, it looks great, but it'd be interesting to see them have to fill a whole theme park. You'd have to try a little harder. No offense.
Yeah, I mean those are
You
both
know,
kind of low hanging fruit answers, but they seem obvious to me that
yeah,
those would.
I would go with villains. I think the idea of almost like a dark version of Magic Kingdom would be neat.
Yeah, like a
Like
twisted Magic Kingdom,
you still have a future land, you still have an adventure land, you still have a fantasy land, but
but it's
it's
all miserable.
it's all evil.
It's all miserable and like roadwayery.
What's funny is the original Fantasyland rides already were kind of like the dark versions of all of them. It was Snow
I
White's
know.
scary adventure, and
It was so
uh,
good.
so, but yeah.
All right, Chris. Chris asks, with all of the new lands having interactive games or features like the Wands in Wizarding World and the Play app in Galaxy's Edge, what existing land do you think would benefit from some interactive upgrades? The Simpsons. The Simpsons would there'd be something fun they could do with that, I'm sure. 30 years worth of like material to dig through. I wonder
No,
what else they could do
Pandora.
though.
Somehow Pandora, where you do
Oh
something
yeah.
and creatures come out, would be nice.
Oh,
Some
that'd
kind
be
of like uh, 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 I don't know, like a device or something where you're trying to catalog creatures, and
or
then
even like a thermal thing on your phone. So when you like put
where
it
you like augmented reality through your you can
yeah,
only see the creatures hiding in the bushes through your phone.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I want to see animatronics pop out like Epcot World Showcase
we
Agent
can
P
have both.
thing.
We can have both. Don't hate.
If they build a Pokemon land and they don't have a Pokedex and Pokemon are hiding in all the windows, then they have missed out. Seriously.
All right,
Because
your
I will
turn.
pay $50 for a Pokedex and I've never even played a Pokemon game in my life. Green Goblin MCU asks, will the Jurassic Coaster be the last major new ride at studios and Islands of Adventure before the new park opens?
That I
Mm,
don't know.
probably.
Probably because they're gonna need all the construction workers that are busy right now from everywhere.
I mean, we'll have smaller things, I'm sure, and there might be a show or two in between. But I think just like when Islands of Adventure opened, I think we'll see a new ride open at the studios immediately following, like the year after, like Men in Black did.
Yeah, but yeah, probably. I think that would make sense. They're gonna have a lot of work on their hands.
Well, you never know.
All right, Nina, the troublemaker. What's one closed ride at Disney slash Universal you wish would come back, and one ride you wish would leave? Stitch can go. Stitch can
Stitch
go.
is gone.
Yep, I'm happy about it. Stitch can go.
Stitch
I'm
is
happy.
already
Oh,
gone.
you what else? Oh no, I kind of want that revamped, not necessarily gone.
What?
I was gonna say the Speedway. They need to
Oh
do a
yeah.
lot of love to that thing. What do you think can go?
Fear Factor
Oh, Fear
Live
Factor
can
Live can
go,
definitely go.
and you bring back the Wild 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 West stunt show. How about that? Two birds, one stone. Same theater. It's already built. Bring it
Just
back.
get rid of the theater and rebuild Jaws.
No.
Yes.
I'd rather have the Wild West show than Jaws. That's how weird I
The
am.
Wild West. The Wild West show can go where Bourne is going.
I want the Hitchcock The Art of Making Movies to come back, the full
Oh,
version, not the short version at the end.
so good. I miss that attraction so much.
And I guess Horizons. I'll say Horizons. Sure.
Oh, you got called out for that one.
People think I'm obsessed with Horizons, but I actually liked World in Motion just as much. I think it was the 1-2 punch of doing one and then doing the other that really was satisfying in Future World.
I'm totally with you on that. I couldn't pick a favorite out of the two of them. No way. They're
Yeah.
too fun.
They're both
It's a lot.
they're opposite sides of the same coin if you ask me.
Yep, lots of nostalgia for me. I like those two.
At Bearded Batsheet
Sweet.
At
I like
Bearded
that.
Bat Chief asks, with the current secrecy culture at Universal, with not revealing anything in regards to new rides and what the clearly visible construction is for, do you think this will expand to the announcement of the new park? Meaning, will they announce their plans or just go about building it without saying anything? Seems like they are in a mode of pretending nothing is happening, even though something clearly is. And then
Disregard the giant cleared land that we own.
I also will say Mac Clark, the Mac Machine, asks, when do you expect Universal to announce their fourth theme park, or will they just wait until 3 months before opening to say anything? So, because it's kind of the same question, I'd say, yeah, that second
Yes.
one. No, well, with parks, they tend to actually announce them a couple years in advance. Even Volcano Bay, they announced, was it a couple of years or was it? It was at least a year and a half in
It was
advance.
at
They
least a year and a half, but it was
it,
still on par with what they do. It's just a bigger scale because it's a whole park, not just a ride,
yeah,
and they still had most of it done.
well, there
So
wasn't most of it done. They hadn't started the volcano yet when they announced, and they showed us the
really,
first pieces of concept art. We knew it was a volcano before they built the volcano. It was amazing.
I
It
thought it
only
was
took
already
them a
going up.
year to build the volcano, which is impressive. But so I think 2 years out, a year and a half at the least, because I think they'll wait until they've already started construction, but they won't wait too far into it, I think. So like in 2021, right around the 50th anniversary for Disney, it's like, hey, look, we got a new theme park we're building. Perfect.
Jack asks, do you think Fear Factor Live will go anywhere in the near future, or is it safe because of the new projects?
I think there was a curse that was placed upon Universal Studios Florida that will not allow Kids Zone or Fear Factor Live to ever be removed because they try and they try, but they even put up work walls around Kids Zone. They get rid of Bill and Ted for that theater, but they both still live on forever.
Just drop a match by accident, a little close, a little too close. See what happens.
It's the tiki room under new management. Oops, the Iago animatronic just burst into flames. I guess we'll have to remove it.
Yeah, no idea what happened there.
Keith Eldridge wants to know, does Universal have the ability to expand Marvel Superhero Island? Would love to see more. Yes, they do.
They do. Sydney asks, with the new Universal Park coming, could we possibly see a coaster similar to Dueling Dragons? I missed that coaster. For those who enjoyed the ride, which dragon was your favorite, fire or ice?
Fire
Fire. Yeah, fire.
Fire
I think
had
it's more fun.
more negative G's. Is it negative? Yeah, negative G's. More floaty. I like floaty.
Yeah, and you get to for the old people, you get to do Beavis. Fire. Sorry.
Yeah, how old are
Yeah,
we? Fire.
I I'm old, so I can do it.
um
Um,
and then as far as a dueling coaster, I don't think we will ever see one of those at Universal Parks ever again.
nope, not with
I
all the
mean,
stuff that happened.
there's technically still one in Singapore based on Battlestar Galactica, but they're two different kind. Like it's a suspended and it's a sitting coaster, and
Mm,
they don't have like near misses so much as they kind of go next to each other, and they do go over each other a couple times. But with the problem that we had with Dueling Dragons and the injury, there's no way they'll build another one on purpose.
sadly, that's why we can't have nice things.
I wouldn't mind a suspended coaster though. I like Montu at Busch Gardens. I like suspended coasters, so
Oh yeah,
just
they don't
do
have one now, do they?
no, unless you count Pteranodon Flyers.
Don't.
Keep moving forward wants to know Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. 3 months will separate openings of Disneyland and Disney's Hollywood Studios. Food, merch, and entertainment will change at Disneyland. From what you have heard and seen from the media and social media coverage, what do you think Disney's Hollywood Studios will see when it opens and never see from the Disneyland opening? We will never see light crowds. And we will
Probably not
see
going to see a reservation
oceans.
system.
We will see oceans of people.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to change much by the time it gets to Walt Disney
We will
World.
not see smiles. We will see anger and screaming in the sun.
You will see melting people. Yeah, I don't think they're going to change anything that quickly.
There'll be price changes, I think. That'll be, and people are like, "Ha, it's a
Oh
dollar
yeah,
cheaper here," but that's just the local economy type of thing.
yeah, of course,
I
that'd
don't
be a
know.
given. But I don't think anything else is going to change in that time period
I
between the
mean,
two.
yeah, the openings will be very different, but other than that, the lands seem pretty identical. Of course, I'd like to see a second mission added to Smuggler's Run, maybe have it randomized, but I have a feeling it might be a year before we see an extra mission added.
All right, my turn.
Yes.
Okay, Eli asks thoughts on the Wreck-It Ralph maybe taking over Stitch's Great Escape. The Wreck-It Ralph. So I'm okay with Wreck-It Ralph being in that area, even though it's not really Future World, but I wish there was a way for them to do something other than the theaters that the building is built around, besides demolish the whole building and start over. But
I was gonna say, are
I
they
mean, how
load
many
bearing theaters?
like well, the buildings, those theaters were built specifically. The building is designed around the theaters,
Yeah,
so
Mission to the Moon, Mission to
yep,
Mars, Alien
mission to
Encounter, Stitch's Great Escape, Wreck It
That's why the
Ralph.
theaters. That's why the theaters don't change. I wish they would just do something. I would rather see them do something and change out the theater instead of continually trying to retrofit stuff in there. Generally, as impossible
I
as it is.
don't know if I believe Wreck It Ralph is actually what's going to go in there. I am not sure what's going to go in there. I think it's possible they just, like you say, like maybe instead of gutting it, they just put a new floor over the seats and make a new, like build on the bones of it, like a burial ground of the old theaters, and just turn it
Helen,
into like fairy tale. What is it called? Princess Hall in Fantasyland. I think they're just gonna put like, here's, you can meet the Incredibles and you can meet Stitch. It's just a
Tron meet and greet.
as long as Clue is in there. Is that his name?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
The CG
I
face of the actor. Um,
I would I would rather see Wreck It Ralph go to the Speedway in the form of Sugar
right.
Rush with electric
It
cars.
needs
That's
a
and
bigger footprint. I don't want to see any kind of VR, AR, screen based. Everyone gets a controller. I don't know what the rumor is now. It's wacky. It's just a wacky rumor, and I don't know if it's true or not.
but I'm okay with them doing something in there. Stitch's it was never good, even though I like Stitch.
Hey, my chili dog.
Oh man. Oh boy.
Oh, nothing like
Nick.
making a ride less scary by making it more pitch black darkness.
And disgusting.
Unknown Gino wants to know, what is a guilty pleasure at theme parks for you? I like really odd theming on show buildings, like how Transformers is an awkward nest building with Optimus Prime on top. Love the show. Thank
It's
you.
not wrong.
Yeah, that is odd. It is just a big box with like semi-themed decoration and then just a giant Optimus Prime that's very realistic on top. He's like always pointing. Um well, guilty pleasure, I'd say Pizza Rizzo. I love how it's almost themed to the Muppets.
Man.
I love how it's almost food. It's something about it almost being good is what I love about it. It's just it misses the mark so close. It's so close. It's almost there. If
And
it
the
had an
pizza's horrible.
if it had an animatronic Fozzie the Bear like upstairs telling jokes, it could have been amazing. But because it doesn't, I like it better. I like that it's not quite there yet. I like that the pizza is not even fully cooked. It's rubbery. I love it.
So gross.
Everything's wrong about it, and that's what makes it right
So
for me.
gross. So gross.
Uh,
I like finding all the little details all over the park, and I also, whenever I go to Universal, I have to go to Mythos. I like being inside that building. I like the
yeah,
food,
but that's
even though
not a guilty pleasure. That's just a pleasure. That's actually good.
it's a real pleasure. Yeah, I don't have a guilty pleasure like Pizza Rizzo
Is
because
there
I
any
don't like horrible
awful ride
things.
or show that you really like?
No, because I go pretty much all of them. I don't do shows. I don't like shows. I don't really have one. I'd do anything in there.
Okay.
I mean, to be
Um,
honest, though, what exactly is a guilty pleasure in a theme park? You're supposed to have fun in them. So even
yeah.
if it is a guilty pleasure, it's really not guilty.
Liking Stitch's Great Escape would probably be there as
No,
a guilty pleasure. If
I love
anyone
the
did
Jungle
actually
Cruise. But
like Stitch's Great Escape.
okay, my turn.
Hmm.
Peter asks, "Do you think there will be any chance of Universal bringing back classic rides to the park with a new twist?"
Well, the new twist is that it would be a completely different ride. King Kong came back, totally different experience, but they brought him back. So something
Well,
to that effect, maybe.
well, to be fair, I mean, even the original rides in the park were just a new twist on the tour, the tram
Yeah.
tour
Yeah.
in California. So I would say definitely. I would say anything is possible, especially Universal. They do that a lot, it seems.
A
Huh?
roller coaster that's like Rock and Roller Coaster for Back to the Future with like cutouts of Hill Valley and stuff, going into like the clock tower and neon stuff and the different time periods would be awesome. And it would be like, hey, we brought Back to the Future, but it would be not anything like the original. Like that's what I see. Not that in particular, but I'm just saying as an example. Like, they took Confrontation was a very real experience and they made it a screen ride. So maybe they take a screen ride and they make it a real experience. Like it would be so different that it wouldn't even be comparable.
Yeah, but it's still that's the same thing, a new twist. I mean, all
If
they
there was a
like I
roller
said,
coaster where you sit in a long DeLorean and you hear the Back to the Future theme going through Hill Valley and the Old West and the future, it would be amazing.
it would be, and I'd camp out for that ride, especially if it
So
was like if it slowed down and instead of like you went through an actual built set of some of it
now
for
I'd be
like the
fine with the
slow
flats like
rides.
Rock and Roller Coaster.
Nope,
It's as long as it
nope. I
had
want to
it.
see some. I want to see some Hill Valley. All right, what do you got?
Tommy Macklin wants to know, do you think that Disney will bring back Soarin' over California to Epcot soon after Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opens at Disney's Hollywood Studios? Two question marks.
I want it to happen.
I, I hope so. I think they'll do something else. They got like to pull people. Well, first of all, I think Illuminations is ending that night. So they have a new show starting at Epcot to pull people away from Galaxy's Edge. Like altogether, a new nighttime show, Epcot Forever, which will include nods to former attractions and robot butlers. So like they don't need it there, but maybe one of the other parks will do something crazy and bring back something that maybe Stitch's Great Escape will come back. Can you imagine if Alien
Oh,
Encounter and like that's why Stitch was being ripped out is that they're retrofitting and putting Alien Encounter in there for 1 month only when Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opens? That would be crazy.
do you know how popular that would be? For all the people that were scared, there was two people that loved it.
Right. And
I thought it was hilarious.
if they said, hey, we know Galaxy's Edge is opening, but also Alien Encounter for 3 weeks only, that there'd be a line around the whole park.
Oh yeah, especially if they put a xenomorph in there instead.
Magic Podcast, make it happen. This could be
Okay.
true.
All right. Jude wants to know, what do you think all the Florida-based vloggers will do when Galaxy's Edge opens in August? Still think it's heaven to appease Lord Iger, or just say, "Oh, I covered this before."
I think the coverage for Hollywood Studios version is going to be look at this madhouse. Like the coverage for this one is, hey, look at this cool ride. Hey, look at the bar. Look at DJ Rex. Look at this food. I don't really like the milk so much. And the other one's going to be, oh my god, I can't believe you waited 6 days in a tent. That's
I
the
think there'll
coverage.
be. I think somebody will be in there comparing and contrasting as well. But yeah, definitely a tent. There'll be somebody going, "I've been in this tent for 6 days. Bring water.
Yeah, it's 108 degrees outside.
I don't care what language is on the bottle."
I run out of Twitter questions, so now I'm co-opting I'm stealing your
Yeah,
Facebook questions.
Allison is next. Yep.
Allison wants to know if you could choose to be one magical creature, which would it be? Examples: unicorn, Cheshire cat, liger. Allison,
Like,
ligers are real. Ligers are a real thing. They're 12-foot long, crazy huge lion tigers, and they exist.
yeah, they do now. They do now,
Oh,
but
were
they
they?
they can't procreate though. You know that, right?
Well, how were
Like
they
you can
made?
only
Are they test tube babies?
no. Like I'm saying, once you make a liger, they can't make another liger.
Oh,
You have to actually physically get the two animals to mate to make
Okay.
one. But they,
Yeah.
I think they're sterile when they're born. Anyway, that's some science, I guess.
Well,
I might be
welcome to
wrong.
Liger Talk. Today's topic: procreation of tigers and lions.
Imagination. Okay. Well, what do you got for an answer?
She wants me to say unicorn. That's why she put it first. I know it.
Well, you can have more than one. How's that? Because I don't have just
Magical
one.
creature. I don't know. Griffins are pretty cool. They get to be lions that fly.
Griffins. There's dragons, and you pick a griffin.
I don't know. I like kitty cats.
I'm gonna say Chernobog specifically
Oh my
because Bald
god!
Mountain is
Just the
awesome.
giant tall devil dude.
Giant demon that controls the undead and
Oh yeah.
spirits of things flying around. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Why is that
Okay.
not awesome? Maybe a werewolf. We can do that.
See, the problem with these creatures is people are always going to want to kill you. Like if I was a dragon, there'd be a line of
I would.
knights trying to slay me.
There's good dragons. Didn't you see Never Ending Story?
Or Peach Dragon, where they tried to capture
Pete's
it.
dragon. Yeah,
Dragons have nothing but trouble.
you don't have to be evil. There's nothing wrong with Falcor.
Doesn't
Thank you very
matter.
much.
Look at
There's
how to train
nothing.
your dragon. They weren't evil, but they were
No
still
one's
trying to
trying to
kill him.
kill Falcor. Who's trying to kill Falcor?
That's a dog. That is a flying awesome dog. That is not a dragon.
That is a dragon. He's a luck dragon. He says it himself.
He is
See
a
the
cute
nonsense you
puppy who
started,
flies.
Allison?
Cute puppy that flies.
Who's gonna kill me anyway from Chernobog? Giant demon.
No,
All
no,
those
you
things
can't.
flying
You
around?
can't be
Nah,
killed.
nobody's killing me. Nope.
No. Maybe Mickey Mouse with his special hat.
No, that's not gonna happen. I have other answers, but that's enough, I think. Freaking dragons are not all bad. Anyway, Casey asks, "What's the deal with Warner Brothers and Fantastic Worlds? Did they block the name? What did that whole process start and like? Do you think we will see any updates at USF, IOA to keep from the new park cannibalizing the old ones?"
Yeah, that's two questions, and we already answered that second one.
We did.
Yeah, they'll probably open something a year after. We only know what we know from the I don't know what they call it. I forgot. It's not an injunction. It's a counter. I don't know. They blocked it. They tried to block the trademark Fantastic Worlds from going through. And usually companies do this for money. they, they make an argument, even if it's a weak argument, and they say like, this is dangerously close to our trademark, and we are really concerned that other people will confuse your brand with our brand. And then the other company goes, but do you like money? And then the first company goes, we do. And we now take back our counter argument, and we do not believe there will be any confusion. Thank you for the money. And I think that's what happened.
Well, and also in real life, considering I have to in the nonprofit, I do a lot of design work, and I know what it's like. If you have a copyright, you have to legally fight for it, or they can take it from you. So
Yeah.
it might be something they have to do legally just to bring it up, and then be like, "Just pay us, thank you, goodbye."
Well, the fact that when it came time, they got an extension, but when it came time for them to file for another extension or to make their case to actually explain legally like why they believed Universal should not have the rights to this word, this trademark, they did not have an answer. So either they were bluffing or they came to an agreement outside of the realm of the legal system.
Yep, you're next, Rob.
Oh, I'm next. Oh.
Yeah,
Rob asks, when do you think they'll open Rise to the Resistance on both coasts?
that's all you. I have no idea.
December.
Whenever it's not broken anymore.
December. I'm going to say December because they said it will open later this year, and that's the latest part of this year. And if
That's a
it
good
opens
call,
any
actually.
sooner, I'll be pleasantly surprised. So I'm putting it as
Oh.
far away as possible, maybe when the new movie comes out, and if it opens any sooner, I'll be very happy.
Oh, this question is kind of something that we touched on today. Francisco, with the new Men in Black movie coming out, what are the chances that the old ride might get an overhaul, makeover, remake? Also, to update the surrounding area and ride to be more relevant to the new story. And how do you think it should be updated given that it's nearly 20 years old and has seen little to no change or improvements during that time? I am going to say basically this would depend on a box office.
And I would
ride.
say that it's not going to change.
I would say if it does, I'll make a lot of money. It's probably going to change a little bit.
It's not gonna make a lot of money. The movie does not look good. No offense to all
Shh.
of the amazing
It's
elements of the movie, because I think they
it's
got a lot
Thor and
right,
Valkyrie. It's
and yet
Thor and
somehow it
Valkyrie.
falls flat for me.
I'm stoked on it. I'm going to see it.
Yeah, I don't know.
You be quiet.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Naysayer.
I do take issue with that last sentence though. In the this year alone, they have made a tremendous amount of improvements to that ride, and they've brought back and added new effects. They brought back a ton of the aliens that hadn't been working for years. Some I haven't seen in like a decade are back and working again. I think the only thing they really need to do now is update the
The
screen.
shooting.
No,
I think they need to. I
the
think the shooting and the targeting could come around next if they're going to update it. It's
the
still pretty good
oh my god, I went on the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin at Magic
though.
Kingdom. That thing does not work. It doesn't work.
Nope.
It's terrible. It is awful beyond
Nope.
all comprehension. I think the Disneyland version is better, I'm told, but oh my god, it's terrible, and
Yeah,
I
the
hate
targeting
that.
system in Men in Black is still pretty good, and
It's
it's old.
still as long
I
unless
think.
you get a gun that's not working, but most of the time
Yeah.
I have perfect guns and the aim is exactly on oh, not only was the aim on mine off, but and holding the button hurts like heck on the Buzz Lightyear. It really, really hurt my thumb. But it only worked half the time, but it made the noise every time, so it makes pretend like it's pew 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 pew. But I put my hand in front of the laser, it's only working half the time.
It
Ah,
lied to you.
it made me so angry, and not like work, not work, work, not work, like work, 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 not work, not work, not work, 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 work. It's like driving me insane. So anyway, the part where they're scanning the other car and you see the aliens on the screen, that screen needs to be updated. Otherwise,
Yeah,
it
that
is
does.
perfect right now. It has never been this good. They even
Well, maybe
updated
it
the
was.
queue and repainted stuff. They replaced the screen, the big screen. Like they've been updating it. And maybe, they want it to look as good as it can for the new movie coming out, but unless the movie makes $1 billion, I'm saying it right now,
Yeah,
a
it's probably
billion
not gonna happen.
dollars, they're not
Yeah,
going to
it'll probably have
replace
to be
Will
20.
Smith because it's better to be timeless. They wouldn't redo Jurassic Park into Jurassic World if it didn't make $1 billion, which it did. Dan wants to know why wouldn't Universal keep Jurassic Park at IOA and build Jurassic World at Fantastic Worlds?
That's what I'm saying. Sorry.
Because that's too much Jurassics.
There's no such thing as too much Jurassics.
Yeah, I mean that's how Disney would
I
say
w-
about Toy Story.
I would have rather seen like a fleshed out version of Jurassic World in the new park,
I
but
don't know.
whatever.
Now, seeing that rumors are coming out that Beijing's Jurassic World ride is a Spider-Man clone, or at least the ride vehicle is. I don't know if the ride is screen based or not. Kind of disappointing. If it's not a gyrosphere or a Jeep tour or something new, like I don't care.
Yeah.
I'd rather just keep the boat
Well,
ride. I
that's
don't know if we need another, especially our resort doesn't need a third Transformer
well,
Spider-Man
that's
ride vehicle.
well, that's what I was saying. If they did a fully fleshed out Jurassic World, not just like copying rides and bringing them over, but doing
Yeah,
something that was actually worthy
I think
in the new park, that's what I was hoping for. But
yeah, no, Beijing is gonna look like Jurassic World, but I don't know if the rides are gonna live up to what would be in my brain, so I don't think it would have been worth it. Um, and also, they I guess their thinking is to answer the actual question, "We got dinosaurs over here. Why do we need dinosaurs over there?" That's it. It's just that simple.
because dinosaurs, that's
It's
the
al
simple answer.
it's already the
Anyway,
biggest land at Islands of Adventure.
because dinosaurs.
Yeah,
I'm
and
just saying.
it's a good counterpoint. It's a good counterpoint.
Okay. Christian asks, "What's up, Christian? What's the best theme park story, good or bad, you have to tell?" You can go ahead first.
Oh, thanks. How much time do we have? I'll just tell a story.
Yeah.
I was working at Universal Studios Florida, early 2000s, and they closed off the entire New York Main Street area, built walls with plywood, put in giant waterproof tarps, filled it up with water about 6 feet tall, and then filmed so it looked like they had flooded all of New York, a music video for Creed. And
That
um,
doesn't seem worth it.
it was flooded for like weeks during Halloween Horror Nights. So the traffic flow for what would normally be the biggest scare zone had to be rerouted through the side street over by the lagoon. It was complete madness. But I remember one day after work walking through the park and seeing, I want to say Scott Stapp. Is that a thing? Did I just name that
Yeah.
right? Oh my
Yeah, you
God.
got him.
I saw him and then I saw him again, lead singer of Creed. There was two of them. Turns out it was his look-alike because they were filming a part where he pulls himself out of the water into a little boat. And if I don't even know what song this is, but um, I'm sure y'all Creed fans out there remember it and know exactly what I'm talking about. And it was really neat to see them film that scene. And then later that night, a giant crane holding a bunch of lights fell into the water. Um, but they also replaced all the glass in the front of Mel's diner with breakaway glass and blew it out with air fans. So, like, while the guitarist is playing this crazy guitar riff, the Mel's diner glass shoots out of the building. It was really cool to just go to work day after day and be like, wow, this is a huge production. They're spending millions of dollars for a 4-minute music video. Insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. I have lots of stories. I'll go with the short one. We went on Jingle Cruise, and Tara sat in the very front, and she had never been on the Jungle Cruise in any form before, and she sat on the Magic Square, and she laughed so hard that she messed up the skipper, and they ended up laughing at each other. And it was amazing because everybody else on the boat was quiet, and the three of us were cracking up. It was amazing. So fun.
That's true Disney magic memory right there.
Yeah, and if you want to know where I get my sarcasm and smartassery from, it's from my family. We went to the land pavilion once when I was a kid with two of my cousins and my aunt and uncle. They had a squared off piece of what's up, Opal? Squared off piece of the carpet up on the upstairs portion after you come in the doors, and we circled it so you couldn't see in, and we started oohing and on, and people would stop and look to see what we were looking at, but there's nothing in there. They thought it was hilarious. And that's where I get all my smartassery and sarcasm from. So yeah, I got a few nice little short ones.
And our last question comes from Nicholas, who wants to know who took Buzzy.
I did. Just kidding.
It's probably Backdoor Disney's friend because he posted a screenshot of a message, a private message, I think, from someone who had Buzzy's head. So he might have stolen Buzzy's gloves and clothes or whatever, but someone else stole Buzzy and took his head off, or at least stole his head, or he's been scrapped for parts. I don't know. There was a whole black market. He was going to release a documentary on YouTube about the Disney black market because he had stolen clothes and wigs from the Haunted Mansion that were the backups they swap out when they wash the ones that the dancers are wearing. And if you read the police report, it's hilarious because he documented everything and they used the documented evidence against him because he had documented his own evidence of his own theft.
Yeah, I heard it's actually a hilarious police report. I haven't even sat down to read it yet, but I heard it's great.
And but he did post a picture that looked like a screenshot that someone had sent him a photo of Buzzy's head. So as much as I wanted to believe that the Disney archives got to it and freed him before more than just his gloves and clothes were stolen, it looks to me like maybe someone stole him. And it says in a police report that he was stolen. They just don't know who yet, and we'll probably find out eventually.
Save Buzzy.
I mean, someone paid him $30,000, or several people paid him $30,000 on PayPal. So it might have been him and his friend or his cousin.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So as much as I was hoping we'd see Buzzy show up at the Guardians queue, it appears that he has been sent to a chop shop and sold for parts.
Bye, Buzzy. Miss
Now,
you.
if you have seen Buzzy's head, be sure to call Orange County Police Department.
Or me. I'll take it.
No,
I'll
that's
hide it. I live in Connecticut. Nobody will find it.
Do you have a PayPal account?
Yes, I do. And a Venmo and a lot of other things too.
That's going to do it for this episode. I wonder if I cut out any of the questions. If I did, I'm sorry. Maybe we'll get to them next time, or you can re-ask them when I ask again. But if we left them all in, I hope you enjoyed this 90-minute episode.
I don't know what I cut out yet.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I cut out yet, but I hope you enjoyed what I left in. Remember, you can catch us on Patreon, patreon.com/themeparkstop. I just got a huge shipment. It's got a huge shipment of
Oh,
new
man.
buttons, new theme park stop
Oh,
buttons.
man. Oh, yeah.
So $5 or more patrons get sent a button. Even if you join just for 1 month, you'll get your button. Then you can cancel, but don't cancel because we're posting all kinds of cool rumors and exclusive podcasts and other stuff that only Patreon members get. Patreon.com/themeparkstop, and don't forget to check out etscent.com/parkstop. Save 15% off a candle that smells like the ET ride. I know it sounds
Or,
silly, but it's quite awesome, actually.
or soap so you can torment your friends. Smell this. Still my favorite idea.
Does my hand smell like the ET ride to you?
Yeah, start acting like it smells weird. Does this smell funny to you? Weird.
Does this smell like Botanicus? All right.
Does this smell like Boggy Botanicus?
Boggy Botanicus should be the name of a shampoo. Keep your hair fresh
man.
smelling with Boggy Botanicus.
Be here all week, kids.
Enjoy Galaxy's Edge if you have a reservation. And if you don't, enjoy the crowds.
The camp out.
The camp. Oh my God. Yeah. How many more months do we got? We got June, July. Oh, just less than 3 months. Less than 3 months. And I'll be waiting in a line. I'm going to bring deodorant for as many people around me as I can.
Is it going to smell like ET?
Would anyone like some deodorant? It's Boggy Botanica scent.
I know it's swampy out here and it smells like BO. Would you like to smell like fog and pine?
It would still be a vast improvement, I'm sure.
It would be. Yeah. That's funny. All right, guys. Bye.
See ya.
Don't push that button again. Oh, man.